Hey there, welcome to my channel, Nora Loves Bend Homes. Today's video topic is how to buy and sell a home at the same time without losing your mind. So how can you sell a home and buy another home at the same time? It's a little bit tricky. So let's review 5 negotiating strategies, and each one of these has a different level of risk, so you've got to pick the one that works best for you and your situation. So the first strategy is going to have the least amount of risk as far as selling your home and then buying another home that you really desire, and that is to just sell your home first. Get that process totally complete. Now, this is going to require a couple of extra things, which a lot of people don't want to do. That is, you're probably going to have to find either a rental home temporarily or family or friends to hang out with while you look for your new home and go through that closing process. And you are going to have to move twice. Most people don't want to do that, but it just depends. If you have a family, if you're single, or there's just 2 of you and you don't have a lot of stuff, maybe it's not that bad. The advantage of doing this is then you are on the same plane with all the other buyers out there. You won't have any extra contingencies in your contract when you're going to buy a home, and it will give you a leg up in the buying process. So the next least risky way to do this process is to get your home prepared, listed for sale, get it under contract, and through the inspection period. So that's kind of like the safest zone you can be in order to write offers on homes that you want to buy. Because think of it from the seller's position on the homes you're trying to buy. They want to be sure you're going to be able to complete that contract. And the best way to do that is to insure them, because your home is already under contract and your buyer is completed the inspection period and you've done all the negotiating. So really all that's left is to make sure their loan process goes through and the appraisal happens, and those might even be completed in that same initial inspection period. And here's a little expert realtor tip. In this process, when you do sell your home, go ahead and ask for an extended closing. So maybe instead of a typical 45-day closing, you ask for 60 days or 70 days. Give yourself a little more time to find your home and get that closing to happen, because ideally you want these closings to happen fairly close together. So the third least risky way to do this is to go ahead and prepare your home, get it on the MLS, and at least get it under contract. So the minute your buyer signs on the dotted line and you are officially under contract, their inspection period begins on the home you're selling. You start looking, and if you find something, you can go ahead and make an offer. There is still risk to that seller because your buyer hasn't even inspected the house yet. So what if they find something and back out? You're going to have to start that process all over, which means you're probably going to lose the home that you just fell in love with and put an offer on. So there's a little more risk involved in number 3. Another expert realtor tip that I have for you, in this process, you can also ask the buyers of your home to rent back the house to you. Now, probably 60 days would be the maximum rent back time, because if they have a loan, most of the time the lender wants them to move into the house within 60 days. So keep that in mind. But you could, even just if it's a few days or a couple weeks, it gives you a little wiggle room to not have to move twice when you find the home you want to purchase. Negotiating option number 4 is that you put your home on the market, but it's not under contract yet, and you go out and try and find a home. So here are the risks. First of all, you may not even get your foot in the door. Sellers may not even want to look at your offer. So you're going to be out there getting your hopes up. You find that home of your dreams, and it's so disappointing when they won't even look at your offer because you don't even have a buyer for your home yet. This is not the position you want to be in. Number 5, negotiating position. You pretty much do not want to be in this spot. So This is a really hard one to manage. I'm not saying it can't be done. It's going to be really challenging. So if you go looking for your next home, before you put your home on the market, here's what's going to happen is you're going to fall in love with the home and you're going to go, I want to write an offer. Okay, so we're going to write an offer, and a whole bunch of other people might be interested in that home too. And maybe they don't have a home to sell. Maybe they're first-time buyers, or they've already sold their home. You are going to be bottom of the list for how attractive your offer is because you don't even have your home listed for sale. Nobody wants to rush into buying a home, and I understand that. But the way the market is here, you really have to be on your toes and be prepared. And you want to write a solid, attractive offer so that it gets accepted. So stay tuned for part 2 of this series where we will talk about my ideal steps that I think it's the very best way to minimize the risk, but also maximize your chances of selling your home, getting into your next home with the least amount of hassle.